Chapter 2. You'll be dead longer than alive. Understanding the title of this book means you need to maintain perspective. People have real-life situations they are fighting through, and they want to change. They want to take control of their life and see what being successful really means. They know they are better than the job they have, the money they make, or what opportunities they have been denied. I will show you the process and the details to taking that first step, but you must follow through until you've made it a part of your entire being. It's time you got to know your best version of yourself and appreciate who you are. You have the world at your fingertips, yet you spend your time worrying about things that may never come. Believe you have more to offer, but recognize that we are all see-through glass that can shatter just as fast. See how strong you are. Have you pushed the limits and tested your ability? Or have you waited for below-average people to lift you up? Life can feel short, especially without trust and purpose. It's so easy to get caught up in the 99 reasons why something won't work, but what about the one that will? Why do we run from the one that gives us hope or an opportunity to live in the moment? Do you realize that people are more likely to gravitate towards someone who is genuine, someone who is approachable and can relate? How often, though, do you let the grass grow under your feet? Do you realize that a motivated man is a dangerous man? A motivated man brings energy and brings stagnant back to life. Stay sharp. The purpose of this book is clear, and it's to teach phenomenal, high achievers how to get out of their average situation they face every day. What will you become today that you weren't yesterday? How much are you willing to sacrifice not knowing the outcome? The problem is that we view this from the lens of our five senses and not our deeper, more profound intuition, which is our sixth sense. The one that has no boundaries and doesn't follow the laws of nature. Creativity hasn't been created yet, so it can't be denied its place in this world. I can tell you I wake up with more motivation for the day than most men will have in a lifetime. It doesn't take much to fuel me, and when I find something that I'm determined to accomplish, I go into another dimension until it's done. I used to do construction on the side, and I would have my son work alongside of me. He has helped me over the years since he was old enough to hold boards and get tools for me. One particular day, when it was around 12, we were building a Trex deck, and it was hot. He started off strong, but quickly faded on me and was asking when we would be done. I'd tell him 1 more hour, but then never turn it off. After a long day, I was unaware he was texting my wife, asking her to please make me stop. He told her, "Please, tell him something happened, and we need to go home." He said, "Mom, he won't stop. He won't turn it off." Now, when you do construction on the side, your days and weather are limited, so that was a factor. But he wasn't wrong. When I'm on one, it's a powerful sight and an amazing place of nirvana because I can't be stopped. Work has always been my release. It's what no one could take away from me, no matter how they felt about me. So what drives us? How do we find drive even on the bad days or after you've given everything you have for months and you find yourself in the same situation? The undeniable realization that survival is the standard for life and that anyone who wants to achieve more than the minimum must push through to something bigger than they can even fathom. The idea that it's always changing causes us to adjust or check ourselves because even with a laser eye, we face adversity that shapes us. Adversity makes the strong stronger and the weak weaker. Your leadership is a reflection of those around you. Even as an experienced leader, those around you can be even weaker. Your ability will always be special, and rightfully so. You should help push others through their situations. Even if they lack the skill, many have street smarts, and you can work with that. They understand how to work and how to survive, and they do it well. Pay close attention to these types and find a way to connect with them. I've been blessed to have amazing people follow me and use their skills to make our team successful, but very few times has someone taken the opportunity to mentor me. I say this humbly, but I never let myself settle and would relentlessly learn the process, the techniques, and the details to make sure I never lost the edge. Do the same and you will find the success you succeed. This method always proved to be effective, which is why I can boldly state that through the wins and the losses of my life and career, it's been successful. I will tell you, though, you can become a threat even to those who need you. When you master the art of leadership, realize that not everyone is in love with you and your ability. Even though your heart is pure and your intentions are good, they slowly slip into jealousy, intimidation, or simply don't like you. Remember, most will spend a lifetime trying to figure out what they are and what will complicate things wherever they go. They don't have the respect you have, and they don't see for themselves how success that follows you everywhere you go. Being honorable and courageous means you respect those who carry this wisdom or knowledge, but it also means that you shouldn't lower your expectations. Some people will get hurt or get left behind through this process, but they were never really with you to begin with. There's only so much time you can focus and energy on someone intentionally or unintentionally bringing down your situation. Is life fair? No. Do things go wrong even when you feel you're doing everything right? You bet. Do we all have the same opportunity to wake up and be great? Absolutely. You don't have to choose the resistance path, but unfortunately, those who settle for mediocrity or refuse to change it will fall victim to falling in line and become solely dependent on those who lead them. We pursue glory, praise, and attention to be recognized, or better yet, to feel worthy of something. I believe deep inside we all want to be humble and do amazing things with no intention of receiving credit, but we all have a piece that wants to validate our gift. When we are using our gift, we want to know that it has value. We want to know that it's worth it to us, but what value does it hold to others? This is no formula, but it does follow suit like many other things in life. Everything is a process that requires consistency and standardization. This doesn't mean boring and following the same routine. It means hardcore drive that doesn't break with the slightest trigger that tries to throw you off. If you are always pushing yourself to meet a higher standard, then nothing less should get in the way. Don't fall victim to taking trips down memory lane because you take it personally or have emotional breakdowns, all because you aren't strong enough to face it or claim ownership of your shortcomings. Stop overthinking it and just put in the work. You are listening to the advice given and truly working on being your best version, then there should be no reason not to trust things will fall in line. Run from this reality and you will find yourself on the other side of the track, lost and confused. So why believe this world has a place for your life? Why follow this discipline to follow something you can't see and don't understand? Here's proof of how big this universe is and why you were made to fit into its creation and its beauty. The notion that you can walk outside at night, see the universe with its stars, moon, and infinite power, and still believe you can do and be anything is what makes it amazing. We are a speck compared to the size of the universe, the earth, not to mention all the people. Yet you must believe that you can take the world on and make a difference. That ability to believe has so much power. We are calling the universe to us. For sure, it's different than the everyday routine and thinking. But again, think of how big the universe truly is. Yes, the universe is infinite, but once you call the universe in, your ability becomes infinite. We are what makes the world meaningful, and when you call it to life, you find out that you do matter in this life. But just as big as it is, you must narrow down what you want. You will hit nothing if you don't aim at something. You see, the universe is for everyone, but not everyone will appreciate it enough to know its gift and not a curse. Your purpose is that one star in the sky that shines a certain way for you. It's bright and it will catch everyone's eye. You want to make sure you find your place in this universe, or you will spend your days wondering what place will accept you. As I found my place in this universe, my hard work paid off as expected. So why put this much work into pursuing more? I look at how blessed I am with my family and life so far, so why push for more? The reason is simple. My stress only becomes stressful when I let it get the best of me. You can still pursue more while keeping your priorities in line. Don't hold yourself to the same average standard as those around you. In this case, I have a great gift, and it would be a shame and a waste to only dabble in it rather than explore it and get to meet that inner person. So many miss the chance to find out who they are and fall in love with that pursuit. Have you ever just stopped and listened to the earth or to the universe? It can be beautiful if you stop and live in the moment. Appreciation is just as important as aggressively going after what you want. This world is beautiful and full of God's creation, and you can see how your creativity can inspire it to go on. The manifestation process is alive and well to help it go on, but we must intentionally call it in and believe it wholeheartedly in order for it to manifest itself. The idea that I could say it in the mirror 3 times, write it down, or put a visualization picture up and it will come true isn't necessarily how it works. It has a lot to do with the visualization, but also your decisions. You do have the ability to manifest things into life. The true power, though, is when you have control of your mind and emotions to influence your environment and decision making. I didn't always realize I was using the law of attraction, but for years I would dream something up and aggressively pursue it until it came to fruition. When it came to be and the universe aligned, I realized how the process worked. I also realized I could have been using this method way sooner in my life, but unfortunately, I had made a lot of decisions away from what I had visualized, naturally pulling me further from an aligned universe. Our universe fails to align because we won't work out the details of what we really want. We get very wishy-washy and we go back and forth, so instead of making some hard truths about what needs done, we think of everything that will cost and what will go wrong. Decisions that don't align with your vision don't always indicate you're not happy or things aren't going well for you, but when something you visualize comes to life, it's very powerful and monumental. The power behind it is the law of attraction, and that energy created is who you become. Don't spend so much time talking about everything that died and not going to matter in the end. Instead, focus on what you can make it. The universe is abundant and more than enough for all of us. It's why everyone's created has a chance to be in it and to be a part of it. Choose wisely and call it out to be, but always respect it, or it will move on searching for the next person who will appreciate its authority. You must understand how real the power can be with your mind and stop trying to answer every question. Realizing the situation provided you with the opportunity to create it and own it. As we all look at our own lives, we continually ask, who am I? What will happen next? What will become of my life? We are told everything happens for a reason. There's no pain that you can't get through. But what does this mean to you when you're in the fire? These situations that tear us apart can be violent and very forceful. But if we're ripped for a reason, hurt for a reason, torn for a reason, bleeding for a reason, then what is that reason? Why must there always be a reason, and why can we not run from this pain? Everyone has a story, but everyone also has a chance to make their story mean something. If this broken world would just rely on each other, we wouldn't be stuck picking up so many pieces. We spend so much of our life drowning in our own sorrows when we should be lifting each other up. This life, though, isn't vulnerability. It shouldn't be strength to drag another man through the mud with you. There is great power when you are pushing your limits and you are pushing the person beside you. You must stop feeling sorry for ourselves and celebrating every pity party because our feelings got hurt or we can't forgive someone who hurt us. The new you will be on fire, not in the fire, and it will be the proud of all the bruises and scars that have made you the bold and beautiful person you are. Most have been hurt so badly that they just replay those haunting thoughts over and over. They hate that place they visit because it never brings joy, yet they find themselves thinking about what they could have done better. The worst part, though, through all these torture sessions, is that they never become the light for someone else. I've always made it my mission to be uplifting and approachable to people, to show people that you can come out of these crazy situations a better person. People see me for who I am, but when they find out my story, they realize that I had a choice. I could have sulked in my sorrow, I could have created a new life. I chose a new life, but unfortunately that new life meant shedding away some of the hate and bad that wanted to consume me. Many times, it's family that hurts us the most. Ask yourself, are you ready to go through this transformation? Blood, sweat, and tears will always alter the outcome. It's the deepest feeling we can have as we try to keep our lives intact. Many will die many times over in this lifetime because they miss celebrating the victories along the way. There's a reason you're not dead. There's a reason the poison hasn't taken over your mind and destroyed you, and that's because your time isn't up. The universe isn't finished using you yet. The universe always pays for what it orders, and if you call it into existence, the world is yours to take. Don't feel small and insignificant. The most successful people in the world understand that they may be only one mind, body, and soul, but they know that they were created to be as big as the universe will allow. Your life can be as big as you dream it, but it will take time to mature it for it to last a lifetime. We only have so much time on this earth. You truly will be dead longer than alive. Love the stress and love this life as you align your universe, and you will not be disappointed. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart. Everything you do flows from it.